Hello fans, welcome to the channel. Man United terminates Sir Alex Ferguson contract after brutal Sir Jim Ratcliffe call. Manchester United chief Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos have been cost-cutting since taking the reins, and they have now terminated an agreement with the club's former manager, Sir Alex Ferguson. Manchester United part owners Ineos have ended a multi-million-pound ambassadorial contract with Sir Alex Ferguson. The legendary Scot, 82, stepped down after 26 years at the helm in 2013 but penned an agreement which saw him become a global ambassador for the club soon after. It's emerged that the agreement, said to be worth in excess of £2 million a year and in place since October 2013, has now been terminated by Ineos. Ferguson was told in a face-to-face meeting with Sir Jim Ratcliffe that the club were trying to reduce costs and that they were no longer in a position to continue paying him beyond this season. Sources have since indicated that the meeting was amicable and there is no issue between the club and Ferguson, who remains a non-executive director. Ratcliffe acquired a minority stake in his boyhood club back in December and has overseen a raft of off-field changes, including a shake-up of the club's backroom structure and a number of redundancies after outlining plans to axe 250 members of staff. The club were the second highest spenders among Premier League clubs in this summer's transfer market after committing more than £200 million on transfers in a bid to reshape manager Erik ten Hag's playing squad. Ratcliffe previously waxed lyrical about Ferguson, who is the most successful manager in the club's history after winning 38 trophies during his storied tenure at Old Trafford. Speaking back in February, Ratcliffe said, "He was the first person I met when I went up there, which I think was the second week of January, and I had a meeting from 9 AM to 10 AM at his house and I left at 1 PM. He never stopped. He's got a lot of experience, a lot of stories to tell and a lot of thoughts about the club. I don't think he has been encouraged to get involved, but he is still very thoughtful about the club and he has an immense amount of experience. He really understands the values and traditions of the club and what it's all about. He's still fiercely competitive." Alex Ferguson. Peter Kenyon was a key figure at Man United before leaving for Chelsea in 2003, and he has opened up on his strained relationship with Sir Alex Ferguson. Former Manchester United honcho Peter Kenyon has unveiled that Sir Alex Ferguson gave him the silent treatment when he jumped ship to Chelsea. Decamping from Old Trafford to Stamford Bridge in 2003, the avowed United devotee previously worked side by side with the illustrious Ferguson for years. He is said to have been pivotal in persuading him to defer retirement plans in 2002, not to mention securing top players such as Rio Ferdinand and Dwight Yorke. In his confession on the Rio Presents podcast, hosted by ex-United star Ferdinand and Stephen Howson, Kenyon spilt the beans about being shunned by the legendary United gaffer upon assuming Chelsea's executive mantle in 2003, a position he maintained until the tail end of 2009. Now at 70, and reflecting on Jose Mourinho's triumphs after the latter agreed to manage Chelsea in 2004, Kenyon remarked, "In Mourinho's first year, we won the league. First time in 50 years, so he did league back-to-back and FA Cup. Alex didn't speak to me during that period anyway, but that's a different story." Ferdinand continued by lauding Mourinho's remarkable knack for instilling competitive energy and nature within the Chelsea squad, while hinting at Kenyon's probably bemused reaction to Ferguson's cold shoulder, albeit one he presumably came to respect with time. Kenyon concurred, stating, "Yeah, for sure, and you understand it's what it is because it's just, it's a winning culture, and you've no time to spend time on people that are not with you. I mean, it is brutal, but if you look at the great things Ferguson did, as I said, he was the best manager I've ever come across." The summer window under Ineos at Manchester United went to plan, but the season on the pitch hasn't panned out the way they would have hoped. With 3 wins in 11 games, the man they decided to give an extension to in the summer, Erik ten Hag, is already facing renewed pressure. Names like Thomas Tuchel are linked to the Man United job, while reports of Sebastian Hoeneß rejecting United in the summer also gained pace recently. It reflects badly on the regime that the man they believe to be the best in the summer is already looking like he has one foot out of the exit door, and the speculation is feverish. It also shows the pressure and scrutiny that follows Manchester United, the extent of which can only be known once you're in the club. Rio Ferdinand has made an eye-opening claim about Ineos at United which is unlikely to fill Man United fans with much confidence. Rio Ferdinand makes Ineos claim at Man United. The decision on the manager was the biggest one yet for Sir Jim Ratcliffe and co. at Old Trafford since they had nailed most of the off-pitch decisions. It is impossible to say how it will develop in the future, but as things stand, they are being criticised for sticking with Ten Hag when Man United's form is falling off a cliff. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's stance on Ten Hag is clear, but his executive team might not be fully on board, while Ratcliffe himself has distanced himself from the conversation. Ferdinand recently appeared on his YouTube channel, Rio Ferdinand Presents, and made an eye-opening claim about Ineos. He said that when they walked through the door, even they were taken aback by the scale of the task at the club and the scrutiny it invites. He said, "The magnitude of the club you don't ever know till you walk through that door." I've spoken to some members of the Ineos team who have gone into the club now and they all go, "I didn't realize it was this big." They're delighted with it, it has excited them even more, but they didn't even know that it was the way it is, how big it is around the world. Not just locally. Even some players come in and go, "Wow." They're on the back foot from the first go. Blocking out the noise at such a club is extremely important, but of course, not all the noise can be blocked in the era of social media. Therefore, the ability to make strong decisions in the face of intense public scrutiny becomes an extremely important trait. It is why an expert executive team was appointed by Ineos as a matter of priority as soon as they came in. Thanks for watching. See you next time.